So let's break it down. In this world, there are people who take, who decide, who shape situations to benefit themselves. Those are the wolves. They're not always aggressive. In fact, some of them are smooth, charismatic, super likable. They make you want to follow them. And by the time you realize what's going on, you're already halfway inside their plan. Then you've got the lambs, people who stay quiet, who settle, who avoid rocking the boat because they think that's just the way it is. They're not stupid or weak. They might just be tired, worn down, conditioned by a world that teaches us early on to obey, comply, don't question. The crazy thing? Most of us have both inside of us. We might be wolves at work, but lambs in relationships, or vice versa. But the point is, you need to notice which one is driving you most of the time. Because if you don't know which one you are, someone else is probably deciding for you. Now, this is where the magic, or chaos, happens. A disruptive epiphany isn't just an idea or a deep thought. It's a mental earthquake, a total short circuit of your normal routine. It's when you're halfway through your day, maybe scrolling, maybe driving, and suddenly you realize, what the hell am I even doing? That's the moment you start seeing the strings, the invisible rules, the scripts you've been following without even realizing they were handed to you by someone else. It shakes you, sure, but it's also the beginning of real change. You start making decisions that feel uncomfortable, but they're yours. That's what this video is aiming for, that shift. Ever feel like you're living the same year multiple times, just with different playlists and hairstyles? That's the loop. That's the trap. We wake up, go to work, pay bills, scroll social media, sleep, repeat. Maybe take a vacation once a year if we're lucky, but nothing really changes. Not the core, not the sense of meaning, not that fire inside. And we justify it by saying things like, I'm just being realistic. This is how life works. At least I'm comfortable. But here's the truth. Wolves thrive when lambs stay in their loops. The more predictable we are, the easier we are to control. Sell to, influence, dismiss. You want to break that loop? Start by doing one uncomfortable thing a day. One thing that makes you take ownership, even if it's small. That's how the loop starts to crack. Here's a question most people avoid. Who are you when the world isn't looking? Not your Instagram version, not the coworker or friend or parent version, just you. Raw, unfiltered, no performance. Do you even know? Because so many people are acting every day and they're exhausted from it. They wear masks to fit in, to not upset anyone, to get approval. And over time, they forget who they were underneath all that. And guess what? Wolves love that too, because if you don't know who you are, you'll follow anyone who pretends to. This isn't about reinventing yourself, it's about remembering yourself. Here's the honest truth. Stepping out of the herd is not a movie moment. It's not slow motion and applause. It's lonely, it's awkward. Sometimes it even feels like you're wrong for wanting something different. But you know what it really is? Freedom. Because when you leave the herd, you stop playing games that don't feed your soul. You stop running in circles just to survive. You stop saying yes to things that drain you. And in that silence, away from the crowd noise, you start to hear your own voice again. That voice knows where you're supposed to go. Let's talk about comfort. It's nice, right? Warm, predictable, familiar, but it's also a trap, one of the most dangerous ones. Because comfort convinces you that staying still is safer than growing. It whispers in your ear, just be grateful for what you have. And yes, gratitude is powerful, but not when it's used to excuse stagnation. Wolves weaponize comfort. They build systems that reward you just enough to keep you quiet, but not enough to set you free. So if you're feeling too comfortable lately, maybe that's not a blessing. Maybe it's a warning. This might sound weird coming from a video all about wolves and lambs, but hear me out. We don't need more of either. We need more awake people. People who think critically, feel deeply, move intentionally, not just out for themselves, not just going with the flow, but people who choose. That middle path, it's not easy to find, but it's real and it's powerful. If you watched this far, it wasn't by accident. Somewhere inside you, something resonated, something clicked. So now comes the hard part, doing something with it. Start small. Speak up when you'd normally stay silent. Say no to something that doesn't align. Reflect on where you've been living like a lamb or acting like a wolf. This isn't about judging yourself, it's about waking up. The system runs better when you stay asleep, but your life doesn't. So, are you the wolf, the lamb, or something new entirely? That's your question to answer. Let's get one thing straight. Being plugged in 24/7 doesn't mean you're connected. We got 300 people watching our stories, but we don't even have 3 we can call when life gets real. That's the modern paradox. We talk through DMs, group chats, voice notes, but half the time we're performing, trying to seem cool, calm, busy, unbothered, and deep down, we're craving something real. Wolves know how to use this. They feed on the loneliness. They sell you validation in likes and status, not real care. That's why so many people fall for fake leaders. They just want to belong. You're not weird for wanting depth. You're just awake. Grind now, shine later. That's the anthem, right? Except some of us have been grinding nonstop, and all we got to show is anxiety, brain fog, and the to-do list that never ends. Hustle culture tricked us into thinking that rest is weakness, that if you're not always producing, you're falling behind. But here's the truth. Even machines break down. You're human. If the hustle is making you numb, angry, or fake, it's not growth. It's survival mode. Real wolves know when to pause, to breathe, to think. Lambs just keep pushing until they collapse. Which one are you being? Let's be honest. Most people are pretending. Pretending they're confident. Pretending they've got it figured out. Pretending they're happy for others when they're secretly comparing every second. And it's exhausting. The scariest part? We don't even know we're doing it. The mask becomes the personality. But guess what? Wolves spot those masks. And if you don't know who you are under all the filters, you'll be easy to convince, easy to control, easy to manipulate. Take the mask off. At least when you're with yourself, you deserve that much honesty. We're in a generation that celebrates freedom like never before. Live your truth. Do what makes you happy. No rules, no labels. Cool, empowering, but also dangerous. Because if you don't have direction, freedom just becomes distraction. You start drifting, chasing vibes, changing identities every week, not because you're evolving, but because you're lost. Real freedom isn't doing whatever. It's doing what aligns with who you are and who you're becoming. That takes work. That takes stillness. That's not flashy, but it's powerful. Social media feeds you, your opinions, your interests, your preferences. Sounds great, right? Until you realize it's a trap. You're stuck in a room where every voice agrees with you. So you never grow, never get challenged, never have to rethink anything. Wolves love echo chambers. They get you comfortable, then feed you whatever narrative benefits them. If everyone around you always agrees with you, maybe it's not wisdom, maybe it's the algorithm. Here's the brutal truth. Sometimes it's not the system or the algorithm holding you back, it's your circle. The friends who laugh when you talk about changing, the family who guilt trips you into staying safe, the partners who want the old version of you, the one that didn't challenge them. Lambs keep lambs in line, wolves recognize wolves, and they fear them. So, if the people around you get uncomfortable every time you grow, maybe you're doing something right. If you've made it this far, chances are you're ready to stop just thinking about change and actually start building something for yourself. That's why I created a simple, straight-to-the-point course for people like you. No BS, no fluff, just the essentials to help you start leveling up today. Here's what's inside. Powerful ChatGPT prompts to save time, create faster, and get more done with AI. The basics of digital marketing so you can stop guessing and start growing online. Simple mindset tools to stay focused, avoid burnout, and keep your energy in check while building your path. And yeah, how to actually start making money on the internet, even if you're starting from scratch. The whole course is just $17.99. No subscriptions, no hidden upsells, one-time price, lifetime value. If you're ready to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start moving, the link's in the description. You got this. Let's go.